A couple of boxes from the suburbs of Philadelphia to try to help us get another cent for our Dansco Lincoln Penny album. Hey everyone, it's RobFindsTreasure. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we have a 2-box penny hunt. Both of these boxes were sent to me in a trade with Steve. Steve, thank you very much. I love hunting some Northeast or at least Philadelphia, Pennsylvania type boxes because there's a lot more varieties to look for on my map. That being said, we've also had good luck in the Northeast boxes finding older cents for the book early on. So, having hunted 138 boxes and being stuck at 196 out of those 234 cents found, I'm hoping one of these 2 boxes can give us some goodies. Now, as a quick reminder, if you're new to the channel or new to this series, we're trying to complete a Lincoln Penny album from just coin roll hunting. And if you'd like to catch up on the very beginning or the first episode starting at the first box, I have that playlist linked both down below in the video description as well as pinned up here. Now, at the end of this hunt, we will compare the finds to the album to see if we have any additions or upgrades. But in the meantime, we're going to slide it out of the way and begin the hunt. I will tell you that even though these boxes were taped up in transit, we do have some splitting on the boxes. So I'm probably going to have to cut the top of this one off and rearrange the rolls because I think it's going to be pretty messy in there, as you can see. Let me go ahead and do that now. We'll check for any fancy enders, and then we'll begin the hunt. All right, we've got the top off, and it does look like a pretty good amount of copper, which is normal for me when I hunt the Northeast boxes. Don't see any fancy enders, though, but it doesn't matter what's on the outside as much as what's on the inside. I'll be back if and when we have a find. We're on roll number 4, and our first wheat cent that we're going to find for this hunt is going to be a pretty nice 1949 Philly. We'll take that. It's a good start, good looking cent. 4 rolls in. Roll number 7 is going to have our second wheat cent, and this one is a 1940 Philadelphia. And while I have you here, I can see the edge. We've got our first foreign, which is a Canadian cent, and it's going to be 1996. We'll take it. Roll number 13, wheat cent number 3, and that's a 51 Philly. Roll number 15 is going to give us our second Canadian, and it's an older one because it's got Queen Elizabeth II in the laureate portrait, and it's going to be a 1963. The last year was a 1964 with this portrait, but we'll still take it, a nice 1963 to add to the board. Roll number 17, we have our fourth wheat cent, and it could be older, but it's a 1955 Philly. We'll go ahead and just double check it for that DDO, which it's not going to be. Either way, nice seeing a 55P. Don't see those too often. Same roll, wheat cent number 5. And it's a 30s, but it's a 39 Philly. We don't need a 39 Philly, but we don't see a lot of 30s, and that makes me happy. Roll number 18 is already going to give us our 6th wheat cent of the box. And this one, another 30s. Another one we don't need, 36 Philly. But we can double check it for that DDO. There's actually a few different DDOs. And based on what I'm seeing, it's not it. 6th wheat cent through 18 rolls, 2 are in the 30s. Roll number 32, wheat cent number 7 finally. Had been a little bit since we saw a wheat cent. And this one is another 1951 Philadelphia. We're on roll number 50, the last roll of the box, and I have a couple of finds. First is going to be a Canadian bird cent, 1967, the 100-year commemorative coin. We'll take that. Don't see the bird cents too often. And then I do spy what looks like possibly an older wheat cent here. This is going to be wheat cent number 8 of the box, and that's got to be old. And it is, and I think it's just a 1917. And I don't see a mint mark, so I think it's just a 17P. Man, a teens wheat cent. We like seeing the old ones, but I don't think we need this one either. 1917 Philadelphia wheat cent 8. Let me finish up the roll and be back with the wrap up. Same roll, and we have another oldie for wheat cent number 9. Unfortunately, it's just another 1939. We have found 4 wheat cents pre-40s, but I don't think we need any of them. Now let me finish the roll and be back with the wrap up. We have finished that first box from the Philly suburbs, and you know what? It did about what we expected it to do. A little bit light on the wheat cents because we had 6 through the first 18 rolls and only 3 in the last 32, including 2 in the last one. So rolls 19 through 49, those 30 rolls only produced 1 wheat cent. It was a tough go there in the middle of the box. But 4 of the wheat cents are pre-40s like we mentioned, 3 from the 30s, 1 1917. We did get 6 Canadians, a laureate portrait, a commemorative 100-year anniversary bird cent, and then 4 regular, more modern ones. We got 3 59s, 2 nice 73Ps, and 1 69S, not the DDO. As far as copper, a little bit lighter than I usually see in the Northeast, but better than my area. 2 pounds, 10 ounces, almost 2 pounds, 11 ounces, and I'll take that any day. And we'll leave that cup like that and see if we can fill it with the second box. Speaking of the second box, we've got another box to hunt, so let me go ahead and clear away the discards, slide it over, we'll crack the top, and we'll take a look at the top to see if we have any great enders or not. All right, we've got the top popped, and definitely have some circulated cents. I don't see anything fancy by the ends looking at them through the box, but let's go ahead and start cracking rolls, and hopefully we can get 11 or more wheat cents in this box to make 20 for the hunt. Roll 54 out of the 100 roll hunt. It's going to give us our 10th wheat cent now for double digits, and it's a 52 Denver. Roll 57, wheat cent number 11. A last year, 58 Denver. Roll 57, we have a dozen wheat cents. And it's another 30s, but it's a Philadelphia minted 1935. You know, I was just thinking about it. Even if we find some of the early ones, they're probably not going to have a mint mark because it is from the suburbs of Philly. But I'll take them all day anyway. Roll number 60, wheat cent number 13. Another 1951 Philly. Roll number 62, just laid it out, second coin in, 14th wheat cent. This one is a 56 Denver. Roll number 66 is going to give us wheat cent number 15, and it's going to be a 57 Denver. Roll number 71, wheat cent number 16, and that's a 58 Philadelphia this time. Same roll, another wheat cent for number 17 is going to be a 1950 Denver. 50 Denver. Roll number 74, wheat cent number 18. A 46 Philadelphia. Roll number 75, and we have made 19 wheat cents now, so that's the 10th of this box. And it's going to be that 1944 that I was wondering when we'd find. Roll number 79 is going to give us our 9th Canadian cent of the hunt, and it's going to be the oldest. A 1956, so it should have the laureate portrait again of Queen Elizabeth II. We'll take it. 9 Canadians, 19 wheat cents. Roll number 82 of the hunt's going to give us a couple of wheat cents. Wheat cent number 20 was facing me. It's a 1948 Philadelphia. And wheat cent 21 is peeking out back here. And this one's going to be another 1940 Philadelphia. Roll number 83, and now the 30s are just taunting me because we will have another 30s wheat cent, but it's another 1939 Philadelphia. We'll take it. 5 in the 30s, 1 in the teens, none of which we need. Roll number 85, wheat cent number 23 is a 57 Philadelphia. It has been forever since the last wheat cent, but the very last roll will give us a parting gift because about a third of the way through, we're going to have wheat cent number 24. And it's just going to be a 56 Philadelphia. Let me finish this roll, and I'll be back with a wrap-up of the finds. Never mind the wrap-up. Same roll, and we're going to actually make 25 wheat cents. It's just a 56 Denver, and since I have you here, we'll check it for any RPM, which I don't see. So we'll go ahead and catalog it as a regular 56 Denver for wheat cent 25. Now I'll be back in just a minute with a wrap up. We have finished that 2-box Philadelphia area penny hunt. And despite not having anything that I believe I'm going to use yet again for the penny book, it was a good penny hunt. 25 total finds are on the board. A lot in the 50s, some in the 40s, of course. But we got 3 39s, a 36, and a 35 for a total of 5 in the 30s. And I don't see more than 1 or 2 in a 2-box hunt pretty much ever lately. We also got a 1917 Philadelphia. Wish it would have been a different year so we could have used it, but I'll take a Teens Wheat Cent anytime. We actually ended up with those 9 Canadian cents. Found quite a bit, but in spurts. Not a lot throughout the boxes, including 2 Younghead Laureate portraits. We got 8 59s, which I just pulled aside for myself. 3 nicer copper cents, including a pretty nice 1961 Denver. And I wish it would have had the RPM, but it doesn't. There's a 61D over horizontal D, and that wasn't it. 3 69S's, we'll take those, none of which were the DDO. And the second box slammed full, that copper cup. We had 3 pounds in the second box for a total of 5 pounds, 11 ounces in that cup. The next thing to do is to comb through all the finds to see if we possibly have any upgrades. Like I said, I doubt any additions, but we've got to do our homework first and compare it to make sure. I'll be back in just a minute after I've compared the finds for a look at the book and some final thoughts. Well, we have compared the finds to the album, and as expected, no additions, and unfortunately, no upgrades either. I thought maybe that 1949 we found would upgrade the one in the book, but the one in the book's really nice. It's a little more brown than the one we found, but the one we found also had a little scuffing on Lincoln's cheek, so no reason to pull that one out and put that one in. After 140 boxes hunted now, we still stand at 196 out of 234 cents slotted. And matter of fact, I'll have to go back and take a look, but I don't even know when the last time we slotted a cent in the book. And I know it's at least been 6 or 8 boxes. So we're starting to run into that point where I don't know when we're going to slot another cent. Like I've mentioned in previous episodes, there are some cents that have 50 million plus minted. And I'm just surprised we haven't found any of them, but maybe everyone's pulling them out of circulation. Either way, we're going to continue with this series until we can get to 200 cents at least slotted, or once we get to the 150th box hunted, if we haven't slotted any cents since then, I may start a second album and have 2 run concurrent like my Nickel Hunt and Fill series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this 2-box Philadelphia hunt. I want to thank Steve for his trade and allowing me to hunt those boxes. They didn't get anything for the book, but they were a lot of fun to scope all of the potential Philadelphia cents for any varieties. If you did, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching.